Right then, cricket fans, welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down the absolute monsters, the 12 longest sixes ever recorded in international cricket. We're talking about hits so massive they left spectators speechless and bowlers questioning their life choices. Let's dive straight in. At 12, we travel back to April 1st, 1999, and Pakistan's Ijaz Ahmed during the Pepsi Cup clash against India at Mohali, a proper old-school batsman who picked his moments perfectly. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Many sources incorrectly credit Virender Sehwag as the bowler, but that's impossible since Sehwag made his ODI debut in that very match. The official scorecard confirms it was Venkatesh Prasad who served up the delivery that Ijaz absolutely launched 115 meters into the Mohali stands. This was back when hitting sixes was more art than science. No massive bats, no shortened boundaries, just pure timing and technique. Ijaz stepped down the track and generated incredible power through perfect timing. What made this special was the context. Pakistan needed inspiration, and Ijaz provided it with one swing of the bat that had the entire subcontinental cricket world talking. Coming in at 11, the universe boss himself, Gale. And honestly, having the world's most prolific six-hitter at number 11 just shows you the quality of what's coming. Gale's 116-meter missile came during the 2010 T20 World Cup against India. Now, while some sources mention Whangarei, New Zealand, the detailed accounts consistently point to the iconic Kensington Oval in Barbados. And what a setting that was. Packed to the rafters, and Gale just casually murders a Yusuf Pathan delivery that sails clean out of the ground. What's frightening about Gale is the effortless nature of his power. While others grunt and strain, Chris just has that languid swing and the ball disappears. This particular hit epitomized West Indies cricket, explosive, entertaining, and absolutely devastating when it connects. The man barely broke a sweat, sending it 116 meters into Caribbean folklore. At number 10, it's Boom Boom Afridi with an absolute rocket. January 3rd, 2005, and here's where the research gets interesting. While some sources incorrectly list the MCG, the commentary clearly indicates this monster came at the Waka in Perth against Australia. Shane Warne's floating one up, thinking he's got Afridi in two minds. Wrong move, mate. Afridi rocks back and sends it 118 meters into those famous Perth stands with that trademark swipe. The Waka crowd erupted. They'd just witnessed pure cricket theater between two legends. What made Afridi special was the unpredictability. You never knew when he'd produce magic, but when he did, it was spectacular. This particular hit against Warney had everything: legendary bowler, fearless batsman, and a result that defied physics. Classic Afridi, see ball, hit ball, watch ball, disappear into the Perth night. Number 9 takes us to Captain Cool himself, MS Dhoni. Eden Park, Auckland, November 15, 2009, during the ODI series against New Zealand. And Dhoni's about to remind everyone why they called him the ultimate finisher. Hamish Bennett runs in, thinking he's got Dhoni tied down. Massive error in judgment. Dhoni unleashes that helicopter shot. You know the one. And the ball rockets 118 meters into the Auckland night sky. The crowd's still trying to figure out where it landed when Dhoni's already jogging between the wickets. This wasn't just power, this was surgical precision. Dhoni had this uncanny ability to identify the perfect moment to attack. And when he did, bowlers simply had nowhere to hide. That trademark finish, that minimal backlift generating maximum power, poetry in motion that helped India secure another crucial victory.
Just a heads up, a large portion of our viewers aren't subscribed. Please support us by subscribing to our new channel to help us generate more cricket content for you.
At 8, we have Yuvraj Singh's monster against Brett Lee. And what a contest this was. September 19th, 2007, T20 World Cup semi-final at Kingsmead, Durban, UV in full flow, and Brett Lee steaming in at 150 kilometers per hour. Lee bangs it in short, thinking pace will trouble Yuvraj. Think again. UV swivels and absolutely launches it 119 meters over square leg. The ball's still rising when it clears the boundary, an absolute missile that left even Brett Lee applauding. This hit came during that legendary tournament, where Yuvraj hit 6 sixes in an over-off Stuart Broad. The man was in a trance, playing cricket from another planet during his explosive 70-off-30 balls. That 119-meter six against Lee proved it didn't matter how fast you bowled. When UV was seeing it like a football, you were in serious trouble. Number 7 might surprise you. Mark Waugh with a 120-meter beauty. Now, Junior wasn't known for big hitting. He was all about timing and placement. But during New Zealand's 1997 tour, something special happened at the Waka. Here's an interesting detail. While a few sources mention Gavin Larson as the bowler, the weight of evidence points to Daniel Vettori serving up the delivery that Mark absolutely launched. Vettori tosses one up, probably expecting a gentle nudge from the elegant right-hander. Instead, Mark unfurls a shot that sends the ball sailing 120 meters into the Perth stands. Even Waugh looked surprised at the distance. This hit perfectly captured why cricket's so unpredictable. Here's a player famous for caressing boundaries, suddenly launching one into orbit against one of cricket's craftiest spinners. Sometimes the most devastating shots come from the least expected sources. Mark Waugh, proof that timing beats power every single time. At 6, New Zealand's Cory Anderson, a man who redefined power hitting before the world even knew his name. January 11, 2014, and here's where the details matter. While some sources list Wellington as the venue and Irfan Pathan as the bowler, the majority of detailed accounts consistently identify this monster as coming at McLean Park, Napier, off Mohammed Shami. Anderson's facing Shami with New Zealand building a total, and when the Indian seamer hits what looks like a decent length, Anderson just murders it. 122 meters straight back over the bowler's head. A shot so clean, so pure, that it left everyone in the ground speechless. This was Anderson at his devastating best. The bloke who'd go on to score the fastest ODI century at the time in just 36 balls. When Cory got hold of one, it didn't just clear the boundary, it cleared the postcode. That 122-meter hit was a statement of intent from one of cricket's most underrated power hitters. Number 5 brings us to England's Liam Livingstone, and this is where modern power hitting meets traditional cricket grounds. Headingley, July 8, 2021, second T21 against Pakistan, and Livingstone's taking apart Horace Ralph's express pace. Ralph charges in at 145 kilometers per hour, thinking pace will unsettle the English batsman. Livingstone had other ideas. He absolutely drills it 122 meters over the Emerald stand and onto the rugby pitch next door. The ball's probably still rolling around somewhere in Leeds. What's remarkable about Livingstone is the range. He can hit sixes all around the ground, but this one was pure power down the ground. That shot epitomized England's new white ball approach. See ball, trust your technique, send it into the next county. This was part of his maiden international century that helped chase down a 200-plus target. At number 4, New Zealand's Martin Guptill with a hit that broke physics. Westpac Stadium, Wellington, November 11, 2012, T20 International against South Africa, and Guptill's taking on Lonwabo Tsotsobe in a chase of 148. Tsotsobe runs in, delivers what looks like a decent ball in the 5th over, and Guptil just swings through the line over mid-wicket. The connection is perfect, 127 meters, and the ball actually hits the stadium roof before bouncing back down. This was Guptil at his absolute peak. That sweet swing, those powerful shoulders generating incredible bat speed. The Wellington crowd erupted because they'd just witnessed something special. Guptil went on to make 70 off 55 to help New Zealand win by 6 wickets. But it was this massive hit that everyone remembered. When you hit a ball so hard it bounces off the roof, you know you've caught one perfectly. Into the top 3, and it's New Zealand's gentle giant Jacob Oram. Now, while some lists incorrectly cite this as happening in 2006, the official scorecards confirm this monster came on January 28, 2007, at the Waka in Perth during his maiden and only ODI century against Australia. Nathan Bracken steams in, probably thinking he's got the tall target covered. Oram has other plans. He absolutely launches it 130 meters into the Perth stands. A hit so massive it left the Australian crowd cheering despite themselves. This was part of a remarkable 101 not out that showcased Oram's complete game. What made this special was seeing a fast bowler with such destructive batting power. At 6 feet 6 inches, Oram had the leverage and strength to generate serious bat speed, and when he connected, the ball simply vanished. This hit came during an innings where Oram reminded everyone that all-rounders can be genuine match winners. At number 2, and this is where things get seriously ridiculous, Brett Lee with what's officially recorded as a 143-meter monster. The Gabba, July 8, 2005, though the distance has some debate with sources citing anywhere from 130 to 148 meters. But that 143-meter figure appears most consistently across reputable lists. Now, Lee's primarily known for bowling at 160 kilometers per hour, making batsmen's lives miserable. But when Darren Powell runs in to bowl at him, the tables turn completely. Lee connects with one of the purest strikes you'll ever see, sailing over the roof and into the practice nets outside the ground. The commentary team couldn't believe it. Here's a fast bowler, batting at number 8, casually clearing grounds in a way that defies belief. Lee later said it felt pretty good off the bat, the understatement of the century. Sometimes cricket throws up these magical moments where the unexpected becomes legendary. And at number 1, the king of them all, Shahid Afridi with a hit that redefined what's possible with a cricket bat. Johannesburg, Wanderers Stadium, March 17, 2013, and Boom Boom's about to create history. Here's the beautiful irony. Afridi had actually been bowled the delivery before, but it was called a no-ball, a free hit that changed cricket history. Ryan McLaren runs in, delivers what should be a safe option, and Afridi absolutely destroys it. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While this 153-meter measurement is overwhelmingly cited across reputable sources as the longest recorded hit, there's ongoing debate about its official status. Some claim the ICC later registered it at 120 meters, but the sheer magnitude described by commentators that day strongly supports its extraordinary length. Whatever the exact distance, the ball sailed over the roof, out of the stadium, and into Johannesburg folklore. The South African crowd erupted. They'd just witnessed something unprecedented. McLaren stood there in disbelief. Afridi barely celebrated, as if launching balls into other postcodes was just another day at the office. This wasn't just a cricket shot. This was a moment that transcended sport. That free hit didn't just save Afridi's wicket, it gave us the most incredible six in cricket history. And there you have it. 15 hits that remind us why cricket's the most unpredictable sport on earth. From gentle giants to fast bowlers turned sluggers, from traditional stroke makers to modern power hitters. These moments prove that in cricket, anything's possible. Which hit amazed you most? Drop your thoughts below, smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time for more cricket magic.